Hi everybody, reclaimed harmonicas. This is started off life as a Hohner marine band, and as you can see it's had quite a bit done to it. Covers opened, the comb has been stained and sealed with about, I don't know, 15 to 20 coats of acrylic lacquer. Done away with all the pins in it. It's now bolted through the tines at the front through 7 and 3. There are 10BA bolts. You can just see the bolts in the back going through, two 6BAs in the ends. The reed plates have been filed back so they're flush with the comb. Cover plates have been chromed because the nickel finish from Hohner was dreadful. An awful lot of time and effort, to my way of thinking, to make one of these play well. They're not my favourite harmonica, and I went a step further with this. So I thought to make it unique, perhaps as a marine band, I put some valves in, or wind savers. This is the 4 blow. Five. Three. And so on. The valves work quite well. 1 through to 6, being able to blow bend those notes. It's not quite so nice at the top on the drawers. 7, 8, 9, and 10 seems to choke a bit. I'm gonna blow. But it was an interesting exercise. But the thing is, these harmonicas, I do feel they're for people who know enough about harmonicas to be able to gap arc reeds, seal combs, because the quality is very inconsistent. I was determined to make marine bands that I could confidently pick up and play, and even though I've done all this, I'd still sooner play a Special 20, to be quite honest. An interesting exercise. I learnt an awful lot by doing this. I've done a few. This is the only one I put wind savers or valves in, and I've learned an awful lot by working on marine bands. There are a lot of pitfalls when you do them. I will do a video explaining the nasty little things that can happen when you try and do these. Bolting them improves the air tightness like you wouldn't believe. And I particularly built these so that you can take them apart, change reeds. I've changed a couple of reeds. I think I changed 4 and 5 draw on this. It's a bit difficult to see because I actually riveted these in. I managed to get new reeds from a company called Harp Online, all one word, from Germany. And so I riveted these reeds in. If you can screw into these reed plates, but there's no room on the back between the bottom of the reed plate and the comb for a nut. If you can't get the screw thread really good, you need to put a nut on there. You can't do it with these harps. There's just no room. This one plays quite nicely. As I say, I put valves in it just as an experiment. But I still seem to have a Special 20 out of the Hohners. But I thought maybe you'd be interested to see it. It's more comfortable to hold with this shaping. I've seen a few people have done this kind of thing to it. Did a little thing with the I didn't stain the front of the comb. I only stained. This is natural. I took off that nasty lacquer and stain that Hohners have on, and this is just a black stain and then lacquered. But the thing with this is you can take this harmonica apart and you can change a reed. The other thing I was looking at with these is make this, when you bought one, you didn't ever have to buy another one. If you can learn how to change a reed, it makes doing all this worthwhile, because this harmonica will last you till the day you die. Because when you're working on harmonicas that are held together with pins, each time you take those pins in and out, they get a little bit more slack in the hole. Dave Payne, Elk River Harmonicas, if you tap that into YouTube, he does the famous cocktail stick repair to the comb so as the nails are bite. But the thing is, if you bolt it together, you know, in a couple of minutes you unscrew these four ends, unscrew the four that are going through the reed plates, and your harmonica's apart, ready for you to clean, change a reed on, do whatever you want. So that the one thing about this is against, I mean, I've heard Adam Gusso say, you know, spilled drink on a harmonica, so he threw it out the car window. Excuse me. The idea of doing all this work is that if you did spill your gin and tonic over this, you bring it home, you stick it under the tap and wash it out. If you're interested in valving or making wind savers, I'll just show you what I made them out of. Hang on. You know these, you're all familiar with these, are what you put in ring binders and stick your bits of paper in. This is the opaque kind. And I just lay this on a piece of wood, put a rule down, gauge how wide I want, and you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure that the valve is, or the wind saver is slimmer than the gap between your tines. Run down with a Stanley knife, that gives me a 10-inch piece to cut valves from. And I tried various ways of fixing the excuse me, the wind saver to the reed plate. I've tried super glue, I've tried contact adhesive, and what I did with this one in the end was I used acrylic varnish. Little tiny paintbrush, a little artist brush, little tiny dab over where the rivet comes through. Stick the wind saver on, let that go off, then just brush a little bit over the top so you've got it sealed over the edges, making sure you don't get anywhere near the reeds. And that seems to have worked quite well. But as I say, the thing about all that work, let's say 15-20 hours work into that harmonica, the thing is, that'll last me a lifetime. The comb's not going to get distort, it's totally waterproof, you can wash it. If you want to take it apart, you know the screws are going to do up again when you put it back together. I know some people advocate leaving whatever they seal the comb with, leaving the last coat tacky, so that the reed plates stick down to the comb. But the thing is, when you go to take the reed plate off, you're going to put all the finish off. Basically, that's what I do to a marine band, and I haven't got the amp on at the moment, so I can't get it ready to warm up and everything, but it doesn't play bad. Labouring the blow bends. But anyway, hope that's of interest to you. As I say, the main thing is it will last you a lifetime now if you learn how to change your reeds. Be good, come at you with something else.